Here's we crashed. We weren't saving during anything, so we should be fine on that count. Oh, well. That probably is what I need. We'll have to do that later. Okay, we'll do the VR chat stuff in a second. Let's just see where we left off here. No rotation, just the top teeth. We'll name this tooth top and tooth bottom. All right. Save, update. Oh, I want a snack. I'll be back. Okay, so it looks like we're still missing some accuracy on the tongue, and then this main frill here. I don't think we'll actually be able to do this full inward. Right here is probably the actual end to it. That's looking pretty good overall. All right. Oh. Mm. All right. So the frill on the chin here. Isn't really cutting it. I feel like we need some stronger weights. So I think we're just going to have to manually create those weights. Or actually, no, I will go back and apply that. Hello, welcome Arctic, good morning. Yeah, actually applying it to the lower one might do a lot better. In fact, let me undo the data transfer. And I will just move it to the top. That might make all the difference right there. And then let's look at the tongue. We're getting a little bit of weight, but not much. Let's put it up to the top. Here, subdivision. Let's just apply it. Sure. And we can weight paint. Just make it a bit stronger, to be honest. Or why can't I affect that one? Oh, well, that also makes sense. You know, the data transfers were probably fine. So let me put them back on. And actually include the logic we need to make the shape key. All right. Rebuild. How's your morning going, Arctic? Well, good. Doing well. Had to do work early, do the heat wave though. Got my kitchens cleaned as a result. I certainly like getting everything done as early as I can. Maybe I'll have this one sample the frill or its weights, because I might do that for all of these just to ensure that they're moving a bit better with everything. That should be the final little tweak. So everything else is looking quite good. Oh. This one is definitely suffering a little. And it's not even doing the narrow one. Something's wrong with the latter two on the wing frill. So for the inward, yeah, and then this one's just named properly. Okay, yeah. So that was probably the whole thing right there. Let's just look at it to confirm before we wait a million years. Interesting. Excuse me. All right, that should be good. Next are the frills here. We have all the data transfer from the body low. But I might as well swap that. Oh no. I'll keep that. Okay, then we'll duplicate this one for the normals here. We'll actually say weights. Then we'll copy this to selected. Okay. Bada boom, reload. Should have just tested right then and there by clicking the modifier. Would have simplified it. Much better. Okay, yeah, that looks high quality. Okay, so that is a good chunk of the shape keys we needed to check off our list. And speaking of that list, let's review it. So for Dara, we needed to do the claw talon length. We did that. Snout length, we just did that. And then what we'd like to be able to adjust, I believe, is the droop here on the front. So it goes forward like this. So for that, what will we do? That should be pretty simple, actually. So go to the body. Go to the body. And I did that. And we'll do mask. There's no reason calling, well, they're easy to sort through. So mask, droop. Select the front. We'll assign that. And then we'll just smooth that weight. Actually, I think I'll just make it. Hello, Buddha. Welcome. weight that way. Something like that. How's your day going, Buddha? Hopefully another nice, calm, and zen day. Gonna add another geometry node, no surprise. And we'll call this one actually, we'll go to our GeoNode master, and we'll make it here. So I'm going to make a plane. I'm going to subdivide this plane a few times. And I'm also going to create an empty here. And on here, we're going to create a new geometry node, which we'll call rotation via empty attribute offset via object rotation. An odd one, but for sure, brother. Very peaceful day, my friend. So what's the game plan? Give me the rundown. Well, we're using geometry nodes here, and we want to be able to take a mesh of any kind and save a offset that we can do. So if we rotate this one, we want to affect this mesh. And to do that, we'll use a vertex group to paint the influence. Something like this. Smooth the heck out of that. Then we'll take our object. I think we're just going to add it here. And sample it again. Funnily enough. Empty. Boom. And so this gives us the location and the rotation. So what we can do is rotate vector, or that's probably right. Should be able to do it, but we need the relative position. We definitely need the position of our verts. We're going to store it as a named attribute right here. What are we going to store? We're going to store a vector on our points. Be able to set the name. And let's just give this a little bit of rotation. Let's look up rotate more. So we have rotate vector, rotate rotation, rotate attribute. Funny. How does it work? Vector rotate. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Yes. Okay. So the vector is the position, the center is the location, and the axis, don't really want to use axes, just be better to use a Euler. Oh yeah, and then we plug that into here, and then we can also do a switch where we could take the normal geometry so right now it's not going to change anything, but if we click it, we enable switch, and we can set the position like so, offset, and you can see it's working no matter what. You can actually collapse it, which that does make sense. But it's all relative to the position. Not invert. I think I need to convert. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but we want to be able to. We want to be able to scale this value by a vertex group. And in this case, that vertex group is the one we created earlier, the only one on here, group. And now we can see that we can rotate. But something is still off. So I do want to rotate that. Interesting. Oh, maybe I should be setting the position, not the offset, actually setting the position. No, we need a mix vector. Hello, welcome, Dara. Mix vector. So this is this one and the position, and the scale's the factor there. That's there. So close. Let's go back to the dragon real quick. Hey. Parameters. So yeah, one thing with Blender is you can build a very complex and useful, well, they don't necessarily have to be complex, but you can build very useful little systems that you can apply to your character. Look at this cute kitty cat. The cute kitty cat. What are you doing? But what we want to do is create a rotation here. Okay. And that should have worked, honestly. I think that it needs to, the hack right now is that this all needs to be at 0. Hey, can you get off my desk? Thank you. What's my cat's name? The cat's name is Pixie. Rotated it. Oh, sorry. Put it back. Euler rotation. There we go. Okay, that's what we want to see. So the issue is there's some dissonance between where the empty is and where this other stuff is, but we now can rotate our selection pretty easily. Okay, so now attribute offset via object rotation is a beautiful node. It's working. We can swap between them. Sort of. Why would this have an impact? A vector on the point. Is it just storing the attribute? name. SK. Rotation. Right. We're just going to try to make a little shape key for rotating the droop. I don't understand why the normals are distorted. A vector on the points. But it's actually not the geonode that's doing it now. That must be a bug. Okay, yeah, it's working now. All right. So now that we've done that, we can save, we can go to geonodes, we can search for that node. And we can do offset attribute via object rotation. You know, obviously we would want to name it that. It's the perfect node, attribute offset. Do I want to rename it to offset attribute? Whatever. Attribute offset via object rotation, make set. Now we can save. We can go back to Silver Dragon. Pixie, what are you doing? You rolling around. Okay, so let's add that attribute. I will delete this node. I will look at our asset library, and we're going to search attribute offset via object rotation. So drop it on there. Hey, stop that. Then we're going to go to FOXY. Then we're going to go to body components. We're going to turn these off. Group empty. Bam. Shift A, empty. All right. Right about there. Then what we'll want to do is sample that object, the empty. We'll want to name this frill group. I'm going to visualize it for right now. And then we want to affect it with our group, mask group. So there we go. We can see that we can rotate that droop pretty easily. Interesting. Something like that. Okay. Okay, cool. It can actually extend quite a bit. So now we want to add that to one more object, which is the wing frill. So in our data transfer, we would like to sample from body low. Also, mask support group. And we just need to copy here. Well, it's not going to be able to transfer enough when this is also enabled. So I think if I do this, okay, yeah, okay, perfect. So that should be good. And we'll take this. Bam. Sent on Discord. Oops. Oh, sorry. That kind of side droop that makes it look like a fringe cut. I could droop it to the side a little bit, but I don't know how nicely that's going to play with the fizz bones. So that may be just as far as we can take it right there. But we can test it out real quick. We'd have to have a separate set of fizz bones to make it behave properly. Okay, and move it. There we go. Frill droop. That does not look correct. I wonder why. It's because... Oh, so it's still working up the top here. It's only doing that to the body. Funny. That should work fine. Click this object. Look at the geonode. One of the characters that this base is going to be used to try and emulate. A few of us have that droop. Gotcha. Well, that would definitely have to be an extra commission because currently the only way to do it properly would be to add additional fizz bones. And we have this one here. Save attribute, and we're storing a vector on point scale. That all looks correct. It doesn't matter there. Not me personally, but I know that like Vic and Orna also have it. Gotcha. Offset. Ah, this is a position value creating. Or storing it as a position value. That would definitely create an issue. So let's go back here. I think just swapping them should still be doable. We just need to create some sort of comparison between its current position and the new position. So we just subtract and then we get the offset. Okay, easy. So this will break it here. Well, I enabled something else. Yeah, see. So that's what happens. It scales out. We don't want it to scale out. So we need to take our rotated vector and subtract it from itself. So subtract. Boom. Boom. Beautiful. Okay. And now it's stored as an actual offset, so when we translate it from an attribute to a shape key, it will properly work. And if we go back to the body, and we can be a little difficult, not difficult, but we can only visualize the little frill at the front. But if we do our droop, we can add a rotation here. Let's actually enable the visualization. Do I have the old version here? What's going on? Subtract, offset, switch. We're setting position. We're doing an offset. Why is it still like this? This is at 0. Okay. What we can also do is ensure that our selection is scale greater than 0. So only influence those vertices switch it. Empty. Okay, so it is still expanding. Okay. It must be this mix vector, no? Oh, of course. I see. It's because we're setting the position as part of it. That was still going over there. Yes, okay, so we weren't actually giving it the proper value. We just need to make sure that it's getting scaled. By this value. So we take the position, we rotate it, then we turn that into an offset. All right. Yeah, all right, perfect. Cool. Now we got another nice shiny tool, and we can make a nicer droop. Something a bit more like that. Why don't we also include this one here? So we'll select the little tippies here. Switch this over to weight paint. And you guessed it, we'll weight paint it. So I'll go boom. And that's pretty intense. Just restart real quick. A little slow to play with. Okay, let's just see. So paint out. So if it is getting influenced too much, so we can bring it back. All right, as long as it's not a full flip, we should be able to get some good stuff. Bada boom. All right. Sorry, cat's calling. 1 second. I went into the other room, and one of the cats is in the other room, meowing to try to get the other cat to come in, and she's all like hiding, ready to attack. I think she's like setting up an ambush. But you're too smart. You're too smart. Or distracted. Oh, yes. Okay. Oops. I like the forward droop a little bit more. I think it's gonna play nice. Play nicer. Cool. Let's check our list. So now on the frill, adorable. Thank you. Frill here. We're gonna adjust it so that we can do a little bit of UV offsetting. So we'll do this. UV, offset UV. So all we need to do is make a selection here. Call this mask. And we'll assign those there. Mask UV discard. This might be a little weird because let's move them up. But I think because we're subdividing, it may get a little odd. Because if it's just greater than 0, it might include too much. That one, unfortunately, I cannot see. Edit mode. So update. Looks like the frill material in the middle is kind of staying in place when the spines move. Oh, I switched it back so it's just the front for the droop. Or the front spine. Yeah. Leborg. Wow. All right. Loaded. Now we're checking the UV maps for the chin. Oh, darn. I think I needed to. No, it should be already moving the UV map, selecting the correct attribute. Let's just say there, so why did I not see? It should be up here. Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay. Good. So now we should be able to disable this portion. And okay, it is accurate, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's just these sections here. Good. Guess we could do, so that'll turn it into a goatee. Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, let's export this. Actually, sorry, one more thing to do, maybe even 2 or 3. But we need to update the expressions. Let's go to animation for this one. Switch this over to there's a glare on my screen. I need like a blackout curtain to the left of my screen. Text editor. Change key. How are you, Sam? I'm doing well. How about you, Foxhound? We're working on the dragon this morning, and after we're kind of wrapped up this, we'll be switching over to sculpting some FOXY hounds. Sorry if I seem unresponsive on top of being at work. There's like a minute plus delay between me typing and showing it on stream. Yeah, YouTube's always super delayed. So definitely, if you're looking for that fastest response, the Twitch will be the best one. I'm doing evil. That's good, bad, good, bad, bad, good. Love blackout curtains. I just got some really nice ones for my bedroom, and it's made a world of difference. Being a menace, so it's good, which is bad, but also good. Just bad for other people, which is good. Okay, so we got angry there. Now let's do 270, which is happy. Up happy. Happy. Up happy. Probably need to smooth those weights out a little. I know it's this one here that's the main issue. I'm looking at my expression. Mm, mm, mm. All right. All right, that was at 269, so I have to move that over one. 280 is sad. Actually, the chin kind of comes up. Everything kind of squishes. This one's a little extreme. I kind of like that, actually. Maybe the nose comes down a little. All right, 290. Confused. I mean, the fatherly disappointment in that expression is palpable. Oh! Ah. 295, 300. Can you hear? Can you hear that? Can you hear my music? So this is your new boyfriend in Alpha. I thought we wiped them all out 10,000 years ago. Oh. Move the teeth around a little. Oh, not too shabby. 310 is blush or flirty, which usually looks surprisingly similar to anger. like a smirk, tongue out. Pixie. Lep. I created this for a customer or personal. This is for Dara in chat, actually. More of a, he has lifespan of a pet compared to you sort of thing. Silver dragons typically aren't of the genocidal persuasion. Unless it's well, I don't know if they're neutral or divine, but unless they're that's bad to say, but unless they're drow. This is a commission for a group I represent. Exactly. Might be really challenging to do a blep with the way dragon lips are. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. My ear. Itchy ear. A little funny. Okay, we do get a bit angry about chromatic dragons. A bit angry. Looks like I left the offset enabled on the top here, which would be low poly body. To make sure that this offset down here is disabled when we bake. When she's making that sound, if you can hear her, she's I think she's trying to get the other cat to chase her. Like, come here, come here. It's adorable. Loading. All right. So, looking at this. Ooh, interesting. Maybe not max, we'll do partial. Droop. Okay, let's just get them into Unity now and see what they all look like playing together. We'll also want to pop open Substance Painter and work on the tongue and teeth. Okie dokie. So ignore the teeth for now. Just focus on the tongue. All right, we'll add a template flat here. And we'll do a bit of noise. So do. Teeth are all normal, clean, bone white. Tongue is black like all other internal flesh, but lightens to dark purple. Perfect. Bit of this. Just height. Say 0.1. Switch this to triplanar. Tile it twice. Maybe just once. And then we'll add a fill on top of this set to multiply so we can kind of push it down a little bit more. Something a bit more like that. Try that scaling one more time. Hey. Okay. All right, fine. Both love and hate discovering custom mesh colliders. Yay, because it's more optimized to get proper collisions on Stuff New World, but boo, because I can't be lazy about colliders anymore. You could always do a decimate modifier in Blender. You know, I think if you name an object properly on import into Unity, it can assign certain modifiers to it. I can't remember if you can just include it. Here, let's see. Oh yeah, so no, nothing like that. Manual or bust. There is no automated way, so definitely manual or bust. Pixie. Yeah, nice and small. Gradient. Purple. I kind of feel like I want to push the roughness down a little and only have it get glossier towards the tip. Yeah, it looks a little nicer, in my opinion. And just do one fill on top of this with a noise. We're going to do the cellular noise. We're going to set it to multiply, and we're going to scale it. Eight times. Oh. And that's just for some very subtle vein-like structure. Oh, I could. Did I switch it to triplanar? I did. I think it's just small enough that we can't get tons of detail. And that's okay. 2048 already. Okay. Now the teeth, let me look at them in Unity. What are you doing with that? Cats are playing with trash. Cute. Export. Wiggle. Need to remove the normal maps from the teeth. Oh, wait. Hold mouth back. Do, 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 do. Kitty cats. Just a quick little edit. And what I love about doing that, like, I think it, not to go off on a rant, but what I love about that is I can still keep all my baking workflows correct. So if I need to go back and bake and stuff, that's all working. And then I could do these manual offsets down the road, which is super nice. Really think that's saved me a bunch of time. So that's one fix. That's the mouth back, so that should make sure that the tongue is quite visible. Additionally, I would like to make sure the teeth are moved back. So let's go to Hi, Pixie. Are you sitting on my... Hi. What are you doing, huh? What are you doing, huh? You don't know. You're just a silly baby kitty. You're just a silly baby kitty. Yes, you are. I'd like to move your tail so I can type. I think that's good. Hey, can you... No, get out. One second. Gotta put the food away. Cats are clown. Thank you. I'm not gonna kiss you now. I'm grateful I didn't there. That would have been disastrous. You had to eat your own little butthole. Hello, Snardom. Welcome. We're working on Dragone. How's life over there? Here it's hot. I'm in slow motion mode. It's hot, but I just crank up that AC. Honestly, it's a little cold in here right now. My poor little Kit Kat has to sit in the sun. Oh, I got another cat. I don't think you've seen the cat yet. Cat number 2. There. You want to say hi? I know you're cozy, but I just want to show you off for a little bit. We haven't decided on a name. We're going between bug or flea. Which, yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. Pixie's been a little more difficult to adapt to everything, and she's big now. She's really big. Come here. Oh, look at that. Look at that little kitty cat. They get along. They're getting along more and more every hour. They're at a really good spot now. Did take them